Now, after 6 months of speculation, Stuart Baxter was named as the new head coach of Bafana last week, making him one of 17 different managers that have coached the national side in the past 24 years. Now, sports editor Ashfak Mohamed joins us this morning as he takes a look at his best picks and his worst picks of Bafana coaches since 1992. And I'm sure something that continues to be quite a hot debate on the net. Ashfak, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I guess the first thing to ask is Stuart Baxter getting a second bite at the cherry, leading the national side. Do you think you'll see more success this time around?
Well, we all hope so, you know. It's been a rough ride in terms of qualifying for tournaments for Bafana. Even though Sheikh Mashaba, when he was fired, he was actually on a 12-game unbeaten streak. But we didn't qualify for the African Cup of Nations this year. So that sort of led to his departure, you know. Now, Stuart Baxter, he had a rough ride the first time round, qualified for AFCON, but didn't take us to the 2006 World Cup. So that's when he resigned. So, you know, personally, I would have gone for Gavin Hunt this time. I think it was his time. He's had a lot of success, club level, and just the way he knows how to eke out those victories, you know, and I think we just need to win games for the change.
I'm just thinking, why isn't anybody giving Steve Gompela a chance? But that's a story for another day.
No, let's not go there.
Let's quickly take a look at your picks of the worst Bafana coaches first. Take me through your list.
I think number one certainly has to be Joel Santana. I don't think he can speak English to this day. And that was a huge stumbling block. I mean, if you can't get a vision across to the players, how are they going to react to you, you know? So, and his selections also, a number of them were very puzzling. No one knew quite what his whole vision was, his idea was, and just never got over the ground. 27 games, only 10 victories. Eventually, Carlos Pereira, who had recommended him, had to come back after treating his wife, who was ill in Brazil. He eventually came back for the 2010 World Cup to save sort of Bafana.
Let's quickly talk about Philippe Crozier.
Philippe Crozier, first World Cup for Bafana, 1998. Clive Barker had qualified him for the World Cup. Suddenly he was fired and this man was brought in, a Frenchman, he's coaching in Japan.
France, right?
Yeah, you know, that's sort of the logic. But again, a lot of communication problems. Brought in guys we've never heard of, like Pierre Issa from nowhere, and they got 3-0 in the first game against France and just went downhill from there.
And would you say Stanley Chabalala was the worst of the bunch?
Look, Stanley Chabalala, he had great success with Mamelodi Sundowns at club level, just never quite worked out at internationals, you know. The first 3 games against Cameroon was a squared series, but then he lost 3 AFCON qualifiers, 4-0, and just didn't work out.
You look at this man, and he reminds me of South African Bafana footballing pride, 1996 African Cup of Nations, Mr. Clive Barker.
Clive Barker, not only that he won AFCON, but also qualified us for the first World Cup in '98. Who can forget Philemon Masinga's ripper from distance, screamer, absolutely. So, you know, he should have taken him to the World Cup. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and Joe Masono had to come and do work.
And then came Mr. Carlos Queiroz. By the way, this is the second pick of your best.
Yes, Carlos Queiroz, you know, the man who assisted none other than Alex Ferguson in Manchester United after he left Bafana. So that's the caliber of the guy. Since then, he's coached Portugal. He's now at Iran. He probably would have taken the job now, but Bafana had to pay a $7 million payout with his contact with Iran, so that's why that didn't happen.
Oh my goodness,
you know, and he was actually born in Mozambique, so he had links with us.
And I'm sure a man who didn't cost us nearly as much of any of the coaches that we've even mentioned, Ntade Jomason.
The tournament specialist, you know, he just comes in 98 AFCON, discovers Benny McCarthy, who's scoring goals left, right and centre, took us to the final. World Cup 2002, also our first victory at the World Cup level. So great man, Joe Masono. Yeah,
great stats as well, Ashfak. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure that the sporting fans will continue to debate this online. Do let us know who you think are your picks of the best and the worst Bafana coaches. Of course, when you are interacting with us, remember to use our hashtag Expresso Show.